Ah, good. I freaked some people out in this place. Hi, folks. This is Auntie Tommy. Uh, we got Peter in the potty right now. He's gonna come on any minute. Peter's just a person who is a little down on his luck right now because of some PTSD type issues that made it difficult for him to keep a job for a moment and a roof over his head. So he's on the street trying to struggle back. And he was out there when I went for my, oh shit, did I lose my tobacco? Or did I stick it in the backpack? Probably stuck it in the backpack. No matter. At least I got fresh papers for my week. So while we're waiting on Peter, I'll unload. For starters, we have the last thing we found. Now none of this has to go in the refrigerator. And there was a lot more that we left behind. Like I wasn't going to bring home the anything with aspartame in it. This is some classical mushroom Alfredo, bag of white beans, dried white beans, a few Jello instant chocolate pudding. This needs to go in the fridge. And this was why I couldn't leave this behind. Just to let you know, I actually buy things once in a while. I bought this at the Empire. It's marked Golden Delicious. Now I don't know. It don't look right for a honeydew. It's probably going to be gold inside and not green. But that's okay. It's a big fat melon, and it was only $3, which is a good price for a big fat melon. Let's see what else is in here. I don't think anything else was in here needed to go in the fridge. Well, I did get some goodies. And naturally, it was goodies like things I needed. Oh, I remember what I did with the cigarette, with the tobacco and the lighter. That went in the side pocket. There was a whole mess of dried fruit and nuts. Boy, some good nuts. Bag of pretzels for the 420 show this weekend if they don't get eaten first. I sure won't. I'm on a diet. But when one finds a really nice burrito, half a burrito, sitting clean in a white box, there goes the diet for a minute. So you've got some pico de gallo. Smelling just right. A little bit right, but right. Yeah, there's spoiled food and there's spoiled food, and your nose will tell you. You know, sometimes it doesn't smell exactly like it did when it was fresh, but it's getting spoiled by a good bug that you want to eat. When hummus will do that. Hummus gets a little ripe, don't worry about it. That's good for you. Big bag of sunflower seeds for folks at the 420 show. A little bit of granola, some Okie Mac. This is probably the best crackers out there. Most of this Armenian whole wheat crackers. I thought Mount Ararat was in Turkey. It's not Armenia. Some raisins. Yeah, there was a bunch of dried fruit. Raisins and dates, apricots, all sorts of good stuff. I gave a bunch of it away to the Indians on the corner. I met some nice Indians. So even you know, here's some dieter's tea. What's in here? Malva verticillata, Chinese mallow, Cassia augustifolia, which is senna, persimmon leaf, papaya, and stevia. There's no caffeine and no chemical additives. I think we're going to make up a gallon or two of that stuff tonight. It doesn't smell like much though. It looks like there might be something else in there that wasn't in there to begin with. Okay, there's the bags. What's this shit? Nope. That's what it was. Okay. Did you fall in?
No.
Okay, I worry about people spending too much time in there because of needles.
Oh, yeah, I don't question that shit.
Yeah, well, some people did in there, so I'm real sketchy about new people, especially ones that are recently clean. Grass-fed jerky. Yeah, grass-fed jerky. Can you dig that shit? Here, try some. It's a sealed package too. No, it isn't. It's been opened. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You okay? No grass-fed jerky for you? I don't really need any either.
All right now.
What else is in here? You want to work on that because of your thing here. But magical dates, these suckers, man, there's no price on them, but these are at least $9 a pound. At Trader Joe's. Some dried cranberries. This is just nuts. Which is all the stuff I needed for my smoothies too.
Oh, you make smoothies?
Yeah, I've been trying. I need to lose about 40 pounds. Get my girly figure back now that I can be a girl. You laugh. If you only knew. And not just me, but it's pretty common for transgender people to be forced into the wrong gender role because of their families. And then get stuck with it their whole fucking lives. Lots of us that, got stuck to it in the 50s and 60s and 70s never came out until recently when it was obvious it was safe. Lots and lots of us. Because, it wasn't safe for anybody but, the really flamboyant people. And most of us aren't like that. Most transgender people I know are pretty conservative sexually. Sex is not a spectator sport to most people I know. So that whole scene is like nowheresville. And most of the transsexuals, transgender people I know are heterosexual. Where those of us who are keeping what we were born with still want, for instance, me. I'm looking for a transgender man. I need a man with a vagina. Because I'm a woman with a penis.
Yeah.
So, and the ones that are getting their penises modified into a vagina are usually looking for men. The ones of us that are keeping them are usually called trans men, where they're going for women. Or like me looking for a trans man. So transgender people have always been kind of the odd one out in the LGBT movement forever. And we were the ones that threw the first shot glasses at the Stonewall riots, if you know about that. That's pretty much in 1969. That's a New York gay club where the transgender equality struggle is said to have begun at some riots in 1969. And it was the trannies that threw the first shot glasses. We've always been on the front line of the struggle, but we've always taken a back seat to the queers' demands. And then the ones of us that aren't homosexual really take a back seat because now some of them are even there's a lot of lateral hostility and relational bullying. You know what I mean by that? Queer on queer shit.
Yeah.
To where, for me, in a town like Tucson where we've been protected since 1999, I'm just part of the landscape. People are able to relate to me easily, and because I'm non-operative, it's even easier. It's much easier to see, that a man can be a woman and keep the penis than a man can turn his penis into a vagina. That's just too much for most people. But for a man to be acting like a woman, okay, fine. It's cool. This is 2016.
Oh, yeah. I see what you do.
Yeah. Oh man, and the kids, a couple of years ago when I first got here, train hoppers were giving one of the local high school girls, trans girls, a hard time. Classmates just closed in right around her, ran them boys off. It's not. This is our friend. You're not gonna fuck with her like that. Yeah. Well, so you're not even on camera. You can't even see Peter. Would you like to say anything about your thoughts on life, Peter? Well, that's pretty much what we do here. We just talk shit into the camera to share it YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the hippie haven. So just there's all kinds of people come through here. So, and then we talk about all kinds of weird shit. So if there's weird shit you want to talk about, the camera's lit.
I'll have to think about that one for a minute.
Guys, I'm about said what I wanted to say. I just wanted to show the garbage I found. It's so funny at Facebook because here I am, like one of the hippie superstars, and I'm not even like one of the most famous, right? I'm only second or third string, like I told you, but I'm legit, and I know a lot of the real shit that went down. I was there the night Sly Stone forgot to show off in Grant Park because of a bat. Big ass riot. 1970, 68 and 69, there were riots in Chicago all summer fucking long. And so in 1970, the mayor's going to make a deal with all the black activists and shit, and he's going to bring Sly Stone for a free concert at Grant Park. Sly canceled at the last minute. Huge fucking riot. I was right there when it broke out.
Who's? Oh, Sly Stone. What did he sing?
And the Family Stone. Celebrate, I think, was his.
Right.
He had, we're talking middle, late 60s, kind of, funk, rock, funky rock, and his lyric was real upbeat. He was called Sly and the Family Stone. And he was kind of like the black hippie. He and Jimi Hendrix were like the black folk that were connected to the hippie scene. And there were like 100,000 people in that park. And about 10 minutes to 8 before he was supposed to go on, they said, oh, he's not coming, everybody got to go home. And everybody freaked out instead. So you got all these stampeding people heading toward Michigan Avenue, wanting to trash downtown, and all the cops trying to contain them in the park. On horseback and foot and clubs, and tear gas and shit. And all the people throwing rocks and bottles. And I'm not like 15 years old. 16, I wasn't even 16 years old yet. And I'm standing there like right by the stage, like 50 feet off stage right, which was like real fortunate because I was able to duck out to the north while everybody stampeded into each other, and I was able to get up to Michigan Avenue and get on a bus home before everything spilled out into the park and they started trashing downtown.
Yeah, I know Chicago.
So you know what I'm talking about, Grant Park and the band shell. And they just freaked out, and then they went all over downtown. They're smashing windows all up and down Michigan Avenue and State Street and shit.
Yeah, I like Chicago. I wouldn't want to be there in the wintertime. That's why I'm not up there anymore.
Right.
I'm here for the winters.
That's why I'm not up there anymore in the winter either.
I can't take it anymore.
Well, the summer's got so ugly here. I was considering it. I was like, fuck this. I'd rather take a few weeks of cold than 4 months of over 100.
Yeah.
And plants that you can't walk next to without cutting yourself off.
No shit. I do it every day.
I don't like wearing shoes either. You can't in the summertime. You burn your feet right off.
No shit.
And then the other time you just cut your feet.
Yeah.
Well,
Were you Ash?
You're from the upper Midwest, so you like the same kind of shit I do. Mud.
Grass.
Grass, mud, trees.
Yeah. Right.
Flowers that you can touch without cutting your hand.
Right. Yeah. I miss you up there. I haven't been up there in like 2 years.
It's been longer than that for me. I went up there for my niece's wedding. Probably about 2008, 2009. Stopped off in Chicago on the way up to Wapaka. You know where that is? You know where Appleton is?
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
You know where Wausau is.
Vaguely. Never been there.
Wapaka, okay, make a triangle between Appleton, Wausau, and Green Bay. Wapaka's in the middle. The Fox River chain. It's a big resort area up there. You know Fox River? You know, Fox River runs, I'm not sure where it hits the Mississippi, but it runs down from northern Wisconsin, northeastern Wisconsin, down through Illinois. Antioch, Illinois, you know where that is, near the Wisconsin border?
Yeah.
Lake County.
Yeah.
It comes through, and there's a bunch of lakes. There's a bunch of natural lakes from the way the river flowed. Called the chain of lakes there, and then there's another chain on the same Fox River, I think. It could be a different Fox River, I don't know. But there's another chain, similar chain, that my folks, my sister married a pea farmer from Monroe, Wisconsin, which is south central, when she was at school at Madison. And they both got jobs in Wapaka and settled down there. So when my parents retired, they went up there to be with the grandkids. So the last time I was there was for the niece's wedding, and I stopped in Chicago on the way there because the train fucked up and came in too late to make the connection. So they laid me over, and I went out to Chinatown with some friends while I was there on the way up. And then on the way back, I stopped at their house for the day. You know, I arranged the return trip. I had time to fuck around with them on the way back. And that's the last time I've been there. And it changed a lot, especially Grand Park. They built a lot of shit in Grand Park that wasn't there. Chinatown, well, I hardly even recognized Chinatown. They cleaned it up so much.
Yeah.
Fred,
Go ahead. Well, I'm from St. Paul, but I was raised in Duluth.
That's cold ass town, but real pretty.
Yeah.
It's right there on the corner of the fucking lake with the hawk blowing down. That's just like Chicago, as far as that lakefront,
Pretty much.
and worse because it's further north.
Yeah, one year I went over to Appleton for that for the Apple Fest. That was cool. That was cool.
Did you ever go to Weedstock when they were doing that? You know, did you know the Madison guys? You ever get down there for any of their festivals? So they have a harvest and a planting festival in Madison every year. And then I was telling you earlier, the Chicago crowd, we had a mansion on Sheridan Road. You know, up there on Thorndale Beach, on the north side, North Sheridan Road after the.
Well, I don't really know the town.
Okay, well, you know the outer drive, right? The north end of the outer drive dumps onto North Sheridan Road. And that's where all the mansions were in the old days, because it wasn't Chicago. That was the north suburbs back then. And this one mansion got left for reasons I don't want to go into right now. And the hippies had it for $1,500 a month for like, yeah, right? Yeah, a big ass 4-bedroom place that you could sleep 12 comfortably in all over the house, right?
Well, I was gonna say hippies can't afford $1,500 a month.
They're like, fuck, we can't. We kept that place going. They were trying to rent it to us so we'd wreck it. And there were two guys that aren't really hippies so much as, you know, more like beatniks, you know, beat artists. They were holding it down. And it was nothing for them to make sure the rent got paid. You know, especially if there were 4 or 5 responsible people in the house, didn't matter who else was there, because it was so easy to make the rent.
Well, if you got 12 people there, you can come up with $1,500.
Well, if you got 4 responsible people, you can come up with $2,000 easy every month.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting $900 from the government, and the rent on this joint is only $500, and it can easily support, you know, somebody who sleeps in my bed with me and a couple of people in the yard, and any number of people who want to come and use the facility for whatever. It's, you know, totally set up for crafting. Somebody just gifted me a sewing machine the other day. I've got all sorts of stone cutting tools. You know, did you see the front room?
Well, kind of. From here.
That's all showroom.
Is it?
Yeah. It's all showroom up there.
Oh, I see.
This is studio. If I get it clean, this is all broadcast. You know, I could be live streaming right now. We could have this place full of musicians jamming, and jamming it with a remote even. You know, people, musicians in other places. I have the software where I can play with people that aren't in the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah. I mean, like, life has really been good for me lately coming here. You know, now that I'm finally able to be myself, and people are I mean, it's a huge burden. It's like most people can see that, you know, physically I'm not very masculine, and mentally I don't act like a dude. I act like a silly bitch. It's obvious to anybody who's got an open mind and isn't fixated on, oh, well, that's a guy because he's got a penis. And people don't do that in Tucson. That's just been a total change in my life. I mean, I was in a horrible funk from 1999 until just the last of it was just lifted off my heart a couple of weeks ago. And I've been struggling out of this deep depression for, you know, since I came here in 2013. And, you know, I'm barely able to, just by the place is such a mess. It's like I can't do both. I can't be Tom and Tommy, and do the things that Tom is, you know, people are demanding of Tom, and have the mental space left to want to even clean the fucking house. And then to make it worse, the mess was a lot of my protection. You know, so I'm a dirty hippie and go away. I don't like you either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, so I got bad habits that I built up, pretending to be a guy all these years. But people have been just so cool. Hardly even have to talk this much about it. I mean, we don't have to be talking about it, and you accept me as I am, and we don't have to be talking about it. You know, you hear, I'm online with these support groups, and I see these poor girls that, you know, are just constantly having to validate themselves to somebody. And here, you know, the government people and the service business people are already tuned to it. So even if they read me as male, which I expect, because, like, you gotta look close the way I dress to see that I'm not, just to see. And I need to introduce myself before people realize, oh yeah, this is a trans feminine person. So I expect people not to read me right. But as soon as I tell them, bam, instant self-correction. Anybody in government or, you know, service industries, you know, entertainment, food and beverage and shit, that fast. Okay, fine. And even if you look like, you know, a football player, okay, Ms. whatever your name is.
Well, isn't there a couple of football players that are, well, at
Ah,
least gay?
oh, lots of those. Football's a gay fucking game, man.
Reaching up somebody's ass.
You're right. But the only transgender football player I know of is a fictional character by the name of Roberta Muldoon that John Irving had, was one of the supporting characters in The World According to Garth.
You know, my mom loves that movie, and you know what? I have never seen the movie.
I've never seen the movie, but I've read the book about 6 times. The book is wonderful.
I think I even had the book. I lost all my shit in the movie. It really sucked.
Don't feel like the Lone Ranger.
Say what?
I said, don't feel like the Lone Ranger. I just had some people play a game me. Watch out for this kid. He calls himself Forrest. He's kind of a caramel colored black kid. When we singing beats and shit. You see him, spot him, let me know. Because this guy comes to my front door, and this is the 3rd time he's pulled a game like this. I've lost 2 saxophones and my camera.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he come to the front door a couple of weeks ago, and he's a youngster. He just got kicked out of school for doing weed. And, you know, come over here making like he wants to use the studio and be part of the scene here and yada, yada, yada. He come to the door the other day, supposedly, like, a couple of weeks before that, he had been here with his 2 friends, and they just kind of walked through. And on the way through, you know, come to the front, and I was busy in the front. I said, go in the studio and wait for me a minute. And When I was finished, they were already gone out the back door, and there was $5 bill and a bud missing from my tray. So he comes to the door a couple of weeks ago, saying he's going to take care of that and take me to the ATM. So while he's got me distracted, getting ready to go with him to the ATM, and I got my back to this room, the boys come in the back door, grab my camera from right there and my saxophone from down there. You know, the little soprano I play with? It's gone.
You know where it's probably sitting?
Some pawn shop.
Either there or at the.
Chicago Music Store won't take it.
Oh, they won't.
Not a chance. It's a piece of shit. Like when I called Mark, you know, the owner, called Mark, tell him it had been stolen. You know, he said you're better off without it.
Well, correct. You're like, whatever.
Yeah,
You
right.
fucker.
Well, no, it's a real piece of crap. It only costs $200 new. But it was playing fine for me. You see, it made money for me. You know, you know, it's better than nothing that I had after my other one got stolen, probably by the same kid and his buddies.
Yeah, I used to have a couple of harmonicas that play over in front of Caruso.
Do you know Gino? Speaking of playing on there, what's his trip? I mean, I know that. He's way whacked. He's got brand new, pretty Yamaha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it because it was too whack to tell me. But
Gino. I know Gino. Yeah, I met him about 10 years ago.
you ever talk to Will, that guitar player that plays in front of the fireplace, right across the street from U.S. Fries? The dude that's always over there all weekend long playing the same
he's
shit over and over and over again.
Right. No, I never talked to him. He's always too busy.
Well, he's way out there. That's that thing that he does out there. It's the only socialization he has. He was the only child of some elderly people that were like over 40 when he was born, and he's never known. You know, by the time he was grown up, his job became caretaking his parents.
That
And
would suck.
yeah, so he's real strange and very difficult to even stomach when you're talking to him. He's so fucking weird, so fucking out there. And then he just, you know, this was when I first came out. He wasn't respecting my gender, and I had to shut him off. And he's just, you know, I'm not a soloist. I'm an orchestra conductor. I'm looking for a band, man. And he played well enough to where I'd want to use him as a guitar, but he's totally incapable of playing with anybody else.
No, he's solo, dude.
Yeah, he's totally solo. He's totally off in his own little world.
He probably doesn't even know how to play with anybody else.
You seen that black guy wearing a black mask, singing a cappella? He was in front of the Goodwill the other night. I brought him home. He's really strange. I had to run him off.
I've never seen him wearing a black mask.
But you know what I'm talking about? The guy stands out in front of Goodwill.
Yeah, he's
singing.
got a real good voice. He sings real.
And he's singing from off the. His voice is strong but untrained. Okay, and he was totally unwilling to even take any kind of direction from me. Got real weird about it. Another one, you know, I'm an ensemble player. I'm not a soloist. I hate playing solo. You don't hear me hardly ever playing anything. Fucking scales and chords. You know, scales, chords, and put a little beat to it. And people give me money.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, I'm not going to bust my ass too much for people that aren't really paying attention.
You remember Buddy Gary,
Gary.
bucket drummer?
Oh, hell yeah. He's good people.
Yeah, he's really good people. He's getting out of here in a month. He just got busted to get the fuck out.
Oh, good. Because he's kind of, you know, I've invited him here, but he's not the kind of person that wants to, like, that kind of assistance. He wants to, you know, he's off in his own little world.
Oh,
He isn't very gregarious.
He's a good friend and he's really cool, but in his own way, he's kind of a whack job too.
Well, he's very introverted and doesn't communicate much.
Yeah.
And you're just much more chatty. You know, you like rapping with people.
Yeah.
You listen well and you have things to say. And he just doesn't, you know, he listens okay, but he doesn't have much to say as far as chit chat.
No.
And he's real good.
That's,
I mean, I'd like to see him on a real set sometime because he's real good, you know. And he, you know, he does the drumstick flip and shit, you know. Oh, yeah, he's real good with that shit. But
he plays on the ground, on the buckets, on the side of the buckets.
yeah, he's all
got
over.
The pot and pan covers.
And he's
know.
pretty funny too.
He is funny.
He's gotten some tips off the rail at O'Malley's because of me and cracking wise on me. Guys kicked him down $5 on that. The motherfucker didn't even give me any.
Oh, I see that happen to him all the time.
Oh yeah.
He makes money.
Well, no, he got the $5 by cracking on something I said, and it's like, hey man, some of that should be mine. You know? But the only reason I didn't jam him because I had walked up, you know, I walked up on him, huh?
Some ice head.
No, he went off on something I said to
Oh.
crack the tourists up
Oh.
that they gave him the $5 for it.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of said, hey man, how about a little? No, because I had come up on him and he had already been working the tourists when I walked up.
Well, it's not about just playing all the time. You gotta know how to shoot the shit and fuck with people sometimes, because they'll tip you. You know.
Oh, I know. I'd make so much more. I can't do both. Everything I make is just because I'm that good that people just reach in their pocket and throw it at me. I am. She said.
She said. He said. She said.
No, I paid a lot of dues, man. I've been playing on the street for solid since 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I make $60 an hour sometimes. I pack it up if I ain't making 15. Like, no, this ain't worth the effort.
Yeah, like Tuesday nights. No,
I don't even go out.
Monday nights and Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights are good.
Can you work this at all?
No.
You told me that. Yeah. Lunchtime, I made good money on Monday on lunch, which is unusual. In the summer, it was like I didn't bother going out most days at lunch.
That sucks. You can't play in front of Caruso's because they're not open on Mondays. That would be a good.
I don't do that great over there. Now,
I've gotten $20 hits over there.
yeah, I do better on 4th Avenue. Probably my best spot is that tree in front of the parking lot at Antigone Bookstore on the other side of the street. That's probably my best spot in that part of the street. My best spot is under the underpass. And the next best spot is that telephone switching box that I set up my jewelry on in front of O'Malley's parking lot.
Yeah.
That's my next best spot. And then Antigone, and then next to Caruso's or over by Manhattan. I'll sit next to the Manhattan Pizza place on the ledge where the real estate guy or there's Sky Bar, Manhattan, a real estate guy, I forget which is which. There's a Sky Bar, Manhattan Pizza, a real estate guy, and a beauty parlor. So I'll set up over on the ledge there because I can put my stuff out, and I do okay there. Otherwise, I'll just walk around through the crowd blowing on my flute and hitting on people. I'll do okay, you know, especially after hours. You know, once you know, I'll get to like, okay, I've had enough of this shit. In you know, trying to blow the horn to a bunch of people that ain't paying attention, and I'll just go cruising around and playing Pied Piper in everybody's face. People think I'm pretty good.
I panhandle because I don't really play anything anymore.
Alright.
I'm either in front of U.S. Fries or I'm sitting on that ledge at the real estate shop.
So you don't have no tools or nothing anymore, do you? You got any? Well, this is right to start state. Union card don't mean shit here anymore, don't you? Yeah.
The biggest union people in this town are the bus drivers.
The stagehand's got a pretty strong union.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, they make good money. You might want to go join. Especially during the Dem show. That's where the good gigs are during the Dem show.
See, I like the gem show. I make money.
Oh
except
yeah.
Except for the last one. Man, I worked with this Indian dude. I'm not talking native. I'm talking.
Right.
He was a fucking asshole.
Well,
He'd only let me he'd only let me work for like 4 hours. And he'd cash me out like $30. And I'm like, man, I came all the way the fuck out here, and you're
Well,
gonna
is he way out at the Electric Park or some shit like that? He wasn't downtown on the access road.
no.
That's where most of the ones I work with are down there.
Yeah, was it Electric Park?
Well, there's some at the Chemo Sports Complex, and then there's another one at Electric Park, and then there's some that are further down past St. Mary's off the highway. Otherwise, it's all clusterfucked right around Congress and the highway.
I was way the hell out. I mean, way the hell out.
That sounds
I
like
had to transfer.
Electric Park, way out east. Right? Chemo is south on the way to Banner.
I know. I was
Well, if you've ever gone to the Southside
South.
Hospital, you'll pass the sports complex on the way.
That might have been where it was.
Sports complex, bunch of stadiums, bunch of fields, playing fields.
And this dude was total. He was a piece of shit. I'll be honest with you. I'll be totally honest
What was
with
he
you.
selling?
He used to sell all kinds of shit. I mean,
Finished goods, jewelry, finished jewelry,
yeah, mostly.
or raw
finished.
materials. Because a lot of the Indians will bring beads,
Yeah.
strings of beads and facet stones and shit.
Well, like the third day,
Cheap jewelry.
like my last day, he didn't have cheap jewelry. He had good stuff. But I grabbed a handful of shit. You know,
That's not
'cause he
something
was
you
a
should have said to me.
shouldn't have.
No, man.
I wouldn't do that to you. But no,
Yeah,
he
no,
was-
I understand. I mean, I've been around for so many years. It's been a problem with activists forever. Hippie activists is, if you're going to be totally nonviolent, that has to include not vandalizing phone booths, ripping
Oh.
off assholes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's why what concerns me. It's always been a problem for us that are trying to advocate for freedom and peace and freedom, but to have like sleaze buckets in the scene that are fucking things up. That's like what I said about Jill Stein. Were you there when we were talking about Stein? Oh no, that was with the Indians. Did you see the thing where she spray painted the bulldozer at the protest, at the water protest? You know about the pipeline protest?
Well, the new one?
Up in Cannonball, North Dakota.
Yeah.
There's like almost 200 nations standing in solidarity against it. Nothing like it's ever happened before, nothing even close. Closest thing to what's going on there now, as far as the gathering of the Indians, was the build-up for Little Bighorn, or for Big Bighorn, for the Bighorn, Battle of Bighorn. It's the last time this many nations have gotten together.
200?
Something like that. I mean, I've seen them checking in from all over. I see people from New Zealand. There's historic enemies of the Oseti Sakowin, which is what they call themselves instead of Sioux. Sioux is something the French came up with.
Really?
Classical enemies.
I've never heard that.
You never do that? Navajo don't call themselves Navajo either. That means thief in their language.
It means what?
Thief.
Really?
Yeah, they call themselves Dine, which means people. Yeah,
I've got a lot of native friends that I'd never heard.
well, a lot of natives, I'm finding out that us hippies have been acting like Hopis all these years trying to build the Rainbow family. Most of us know more about recent native history than the natives do.
That girl that's friend with that native dude, she's Hopi. And she is fucking bitch. I know
That's
Hopis.
unusual for a Hopi. Those are really sweet,
Oh.
gentle people usually.
Oh, she's wicked. I mean, I'm talking wicked bad. She is
She
not
she full blood.
I think so.
I bet she's ostracized if she's that nasty. They probably ran her off.
I'm starting to tell all these kids, go home. Get the hell out of here. They're thieves. They're like that
Lonely.
girl that
You know Loney? Loney Coyote? going with the tribal tattoos all over her face. Skinny native chick, you know Santana. He's kind of a Hispanic native bro, in and out of town. And only skinny dark haired chick with the tattoos all over her face, all over her face. You must have seen her sometime when she was here.
I'm sure I probably have.
Yeah. I bet if I showed you a picture of her, you'd recognize her right away. Because there's nobody running around with tribal tattoos on their face like that.
No, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, people that got tattoos on their face are usually fucking wacko white people. This was a legitimate native person with legitimate tribal tattoos.
Yeah, they're
But they were also not quite normal because she was, you know, kind of a bit of a train hopper too. Not traditional. She wasn't traditional. She just happened to have
she's a
tats.
train hopper. I probably know her because I know, like starting probably next month, they're all gonna come back into town.
I know.
It's the same old ones,
I know.
but you know
Watch
what?
out for Roach. Watch out for Roach. He's a dreamboat and he's a murderous motherfucker and he's a mean drunk. Did you know Mama T? Tanya Hamlin?
Some of them I didn't even remember all their
It's an
names.
older sister. Crusty older sister. Named Mama T or Tanya. She left here in about March or April and on her way to the gathering and her boyfriend, translate that to young drainboat she was train hopping with, beat her with a blunt object in Texas. There's these rainbows, these people calling themselves Rainbow Family.
Wait a minute, how long ago did that happen?
Last year, last spring.
I think
I'm
I
sure you
heard
heard
about
about it.
that.
Hit the street. It was
No.
all over the street garden in Manhattan.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And the dude she was hanging with here, a guy named Just Roach, he calls himself. The Roach.
Is he still out on the street?
Not here, not now. Kind of a mop, curly dark hair, round like, you know, kind of chubby kid clown face. And better quality train hopper shit, you know, not so ripped up and nasty.
Why is that so?
Because he was hanging here quite a bit
I might know.
last winter. He was here during the shows.
Then I would know him.
He was here during before and after the shows. Before, during, and after the shows. And that dude was involved in vigilante execution of an alleged rapist at, you know about the Ocala gathering? You know about Rainbow Gathering? You ever been to that shit?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not like.
I don't want to go into it now, and we're already up to 42 minutes, so that's going to be too long anyway to upload, and I'm going to have to edit it. So, hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Happy day, bye. That's Peter. He's
Rock on.
Rock on. Happy day.